What's up, guys? It's Bulls. We're back for week 7. Based off this week against Cake, I'm on a 2-game win streak. Not much after my 4-game loss streak at the beginning of the season. But I'm hoping that this win streak continues. Yeah, I'm really excited for this week. Coming off the break week. So I had a break, and there's a break, an extra week between videos too. So really looking forward to it. I kind of missed having a battle, but I think it was good. It gave me a little bit of a break from it. I did build this team originally, well, like 90% of this team during the break week, so I already had it ready to go. I made a few more changes this week, and I'm glad I did because I'm really happy with the changes I made to it. But anyway, here's Cake's team. Let's get into it. So he's got some really threatening stuff. Roy Moon, Terra Captain and Amorous, Iron Moth, Deoxys, Iron Hand, Ogerpon, Wellspring, all very, very scary looking Pokemon. And then a good defensive core on the backbone, you know, Galarian, Weezing, Iron Hands, Empoleon, Donphan, Rotom Heat. Look really, really solid. I think Low Kicks and Meloetta have really good, like, a little bit more niche usage there as well. So really solid looking team. I did find some stuff I think I can abuse a little bit. And let's look at his matchups on the typings here. No rock type, no normal type, no ice type, and no ghost type. The ice and rock don't help at all defensively, but the ghost type does, and that was something that I was definitely looking to exploit here in this battle. Now, no ghost type makes me think immediately, you know, abusing a fighting type or a normal type. Well, my fighting type is Iron Valiant, my normal type is Cyclozar. So obviously I looked at Iron Valiant, but he's got plenty of things to handle fighting types. He's got both Amorous and Galarian Weezing double resist fighting, and he's got a couple other resistance to the fighting too. So spamming fighting moves isn't going to be super amazing or anything. Now, Iron Valiant does still have a good matchup. There's a few things weak to fighting, and just close combat goes hard anyway. But Moonblast hits a lot of other things. Iron Valiant generally just has a good matchup, just not only spamming fighting moves. But then, just for shits and giggles, I looked at some calcs for Cyclozar just to see. And, you know, looking at it, it has some nice speed tier matchups. It outspeeds the Roaring Moon and everything slower. The only thing it doesn't outspeed is the Deoxys, of course. And then he has some priority moves and stuff like that. But the calcs were kind of crazy for the Cyclozar. Here's the team. Yes, I am running a choice band Cyclozar with 4 normal type moves. Okay. What having no ghost type does to a motherfucker, I guess. So I was looking at the calcs, and a Terra normal double edge is insanely powerful against this team. Without Terra, it one-hit KOs the more frail stuff like Deoxys and Amorous. But with the Terra, even the moderately bulky offensive Pokemon like Roaring Moon and Ogerpon, Wellspring, and Rotom Heat and Meloetta, those that have a little bit of decent bulk, they still get one-hit KO'd by a Terra normal double edge from Cyclozar, which is pretty crazy from a fucking Cyclozar. It's also great because it can't it still gets a 2-hit KO on Galarian, Weezing, and Donphan. Physically defensive Galarian, Weezing, and Donphan still get 2-hit KO'd by that double edge. The only things on his team that can take the double edge and avoid a 2-hit KO are a bulky Empoleon and a physically defensive Iron Hands. If it's especially defensive Empoleon, it can if there's no hazards. If there's stealth rocks, then I think Empoleon dies unless it's like an impish nature with defensive investment. If it's especially defensive, it dies. But Iron Hands definitely needs to be impish with some defensive investment. If it's only HP investment, it still gets two hit KO'd by the double edge. So double edge from Cyclozar goes incredibly hard against this team. So that's kind of what I built this team around. was that Cyclizar. I put in Facade because he's got a couple of things that I could benefit from that. Both Rotom Heat and Galarian Weezing could use Will-O-Wisp. So that would be really nice, honestly, if I get Cyclizar burned. Facade hits a little bit harder than the Double Edge would in that case, and I don't take that recoil damage. Though I am Regenerator with Cyclizar, so it is able to take some recoil, and then I can pivot out and then come back in and get healed thanks to Regenerator. So it's really nice synergy with that. In that third move slot, Quick Attack, that's a really nice way to get some revenge killing on some of the faster threat with Deoxys speed, of course, and anything that might be scarfed, Roaring Moon, Anemris, Iron Moth, something like that might have a choice scarf. And then Rapid Spin in that last slot. Originally, I had U-Turn in this last slot. I figured U-Turn might be pretty useful. I don't need Knockoff. He doesn't have a Ghost type. Knockoff doesn't really help in this scenario. But U-Turn could be helpful if he has, switches into Empoleon or Iron Hands. And I U-Turn to pivot out to something like Iron Valiant that can kill those two. Well, I was looking at this and I built the rest of the team. I made some changes here and there. I was okay with it. But then I didn't really have any hazard removal. And a former iteration of this team had a hazard stacking Diancie. And I was okay with not having hazard removal with that Diancie because at least in that case, I could win the hazard war by just stacking more hazards than he stacks against me. But then I dropped the Diancie from the team. And I didn't feel comfortable not having removal since he does have quite a few things that can set hazards with Deoxys, Ogerpon, Donphan, and Empoleon. I think the Iron Moth and Galarian Weezing are less common, but he's got some good hazard setters. So I was like, well, okay, maybe I put Rapid Spin on Cyclizar. And it's actually possibly a good offensive use for Cyclizar because this Rapid Spin does get boosted a little bit because of Terra, and not just from Terra normal boosting it to ×2 damage or ×2 because it's stab, but it also boosted up a little bit to 60 base power instead of 50 because this is the only time this has ever come into play in any battle I've ever done so far. A lower base power move being boosted up to 60 base power with Terra. So Rapid Spin gets a little extra boost from that too, which is really nice. It allows it to hit KOs the Roaring Moon, Anemris, Iron Moth, Deoxys, Ogerpon, a lot of the more frail Pokemon, maybe some of those that have scarfs like Roaring Moon, Anemris, Iron Moth. If I use a Rapid Spin on a turn where he has some sacrifices something or switches one of those in, now they don't outspeed it because I've got the Rapid Spin speed increase. So it becomes a very viable revenge kill and like sweeping option with Rapid Spin, which is kind of crazy. Of course, the defensive Pokemon have to be weakened or KO'd for that to work, but it's a viable option. Now on to the rest of the team. I talked a lot about Cyclizar. That's kind of what the team is built around, is the Cyclizar. So I'm going to talk about the rest of the team. Iron Valiant. Very standard looking Iron Valiant, I think. I've got the booster energy, so I can revenge kill some of the fast stuff. It's faster than the Deoxys speed, and allows me to revenge kill a Roaring Moon. So that's very helpful there for revenge killing. It also has really good offensive matchups in general against the team. Moonblast and Close Combat go very hard, hit most of the team super effectively, or at worst, neutrally. And then Psychic covers the two things that resist both of its stat moves. So that hits Iron Moth and Galarian Weezing. It gets a 2-hit KO on Galarian Weezing, so it allows it to break it. And then I threw Vacuum Wave in that other slot, pretty much solely for Roaring Moon, because that could be a possible way to revenge kill a Roaring Moon if he gets set up or something, and something doesn't go well early on, and my checks to it get KO'd or something. The Iron Valiant is really nice because it threatens a lot of the same things that Cyclizar does, but it also can hit the things that can avoid the 2-hit KO from Double Edge from Cyclizar. So it hits Empoleon super effectively with Close Combat, and it hits the Iron Hand super effectively with Moonblast. So it kills the two things that Cyclizar can't 2-hit KO. So really good synergies there. And then most of the rest of the team was built, the next three at least, the Krookodile, the Sinistcha, and the Galarian Slowking are built pretty much to check things defensively. So Krookodile is pretty much here entirely for Roaring Moon. I have Stealth Rocks on it to get hazards up if the situation allows for it, but defensively, this Krookodile is pretty much entirely for Roaring Moon. Krookodile is kind of helpful. You know, Intimidate helps with some of the other stuff like Donphan, Low Kicks, Iron Hands. You know, maybe sacrificing it to the Ogerpon or something, getting Intimidate before it dies. That could be useful too. So Intimidate's obviously a very, very good ability. But the Krookodile is pretty much here entirely for the Roaring Moon. Earthquake to hit most things, and then most of the things that Earthquake doesn't hit, I've got Stone Edge for. Stone Edge hits the Enamorous. It also hits the Low Kicks and the Rotom Heat super effectively. Galarian Weezing, if it has Levitate, is basically going to wall this Krookodile, but that's okay. I've got plenty of other things that can beat the Galarian Slowking, so I'm not too worried about that. The Sinistcha here is built pretty much for the Ogerpon and the Iron Hands. It resists both of their, well, for Ogerpon, it resists both of its stat moves. For Iron Hands, it resists Electric, and then it's immune to fighting. So it's really good in the matchup against both of those two. It gives me a really good defensive switch into both of them. So with the Cola Berry, it can survive a +2 knockoff. It also survives 2 knockoffs that are unboosted. I went with enough defensive investment to survive 2 knockoffs after Stealth Rock damage, or a +2 knockoff after Stealth Rock damage. It also survives 2 Ice Punches from Iron Hands. And then I went with a Modest Nature and some special attack investment to get a little bit more power on it immediately, which is nice because I feel like this Ogerpon is going to be kind of my main check to like Iron Hands and Empoleon, which are two of the things, like the two main things I need to weaken so that Cyclizar can clean up and win the game for me. So getting that extra damage on is pretty nice, and then having a possibility to burn with Matcha Gotcha and getting that extra healing is nice as well. I went with Calm Mind and Strength Sap for the more supporting and boosting moves for Sinistcha. I don't really find anything else from the Sinistcha super helpful. I looked at some other utility stuff. I don't know how well it's going to be able to set up. It's going to be a little more situational. I do have screens on Jirachi, so I'll get to that in a minute, but that could be helpful, but I don't know. This isn't going to be something I'm going to be relying on super heavily with Calm Mind. So it's there because it might come through in the scenario, but I'm not going to rely on that Calm Mind Sinistcha as a win condition necessarily. And then I've got the Galarian Slowking for the third defensive Pokemon in this trio. It is here for the Enamorous and Iron Moth predominantly. Of course, it handles some of the other special attacks like from Empoleon and Rotom and Meloetta and Deoxys. But the Iron Moth and Enamorous are very threatening things that I think I need to prepare for very heavily. The special attack investment on Galarian Slowking gives it a greater than 50% chance to 2-hit KO Enamorous with Psyshock. And because it's this Terra Captain, I want to prepare for situations where it's going to be hitting neutrally with Psyshock. So if he goes like Terra Ground or Terra Water or just something that's going to hit neutrally, that would, you know, give Enamorous a potentially good, like, just defensive typing. Psyshock still has a decent chance to 2-hit KO it. Sludge Bomb obviously is the best choice if he does not Terra. That gets the 1-hit KO on Enamorous. I've got Flamethrower in there for that third attack on Galarian Slowking. That is for the Terra Steel Enamorous. So if he does Terra Steel, obviously that is going to significantly weaken Psyshock and he'll be immune to Sludge Bomb. So I want to be able to do pretty decent damage. I considered Earthquake as well. I think I like Flamethrower a little bit better because of the increased damage it does to non-Calm Mind variants of Enamorous. Earthquake does a little bit less, and it's a very low chance to get to it KO with Earthquake. So I like that Flamethrower a little bit better. And then I've got the Shuka Berry on Galarian Slowking to better take an Earth Power from Enamorous. That's the main thing it's for. There's a couple other things that could come in handy for. You know, if Roaring Moon is using Earthquake or Dawn Fan with Earthquake, it could come in handy there, but it's really mainly for the Earth Power from Enamorous. And then, of course, Chilly Reception in that last slot to give me some pivoting abilities. And in the last slot on the team, I've got Jirachi. So originally I had a hazard stacking Diancie on this team, but I really like this Jirachi because of screens really helping this offensive core of Cyclizar and Iron Valiant. If they can stay in longer and not be revenge killed easily, that is huge for them because they have fantastic offensive matchups. So having those screens is really helpful. Some of the faster Pokemon, like a Scarf Roaring Moon, would be faster than Iron Valiant and Cyclizar. So having screens lets them potentially survive a hit. Also surviving hit from something like a Deoxys or priority moves from Low Kicks or Dawn Fan. Dawn Fans is going to be a bit weaker, obviously, but it's still they're going to take a lot less damage from that if screens are up. So that's really helpful because both of them are very frail. So having those screens are going to be very helpful. And I really like Doom Desire on Jirachi. It's really nice. It threatens out Enamorous. And then the dark types that like to switch into Jirachi, like Roaring Moon and Low Kicks, they can't really switch in very freely. They're a little bit more difficult for my team to handle. So I like that Jirachi scares them away with that Doom Desire. The things that it's going to bait in with Doom Desire are going to be probably Iron Moth, Iron Hands, and Rotom Heat because they resist it. But I think the Slowking has a really nice matchup against Iron Moth, and against Iron Hands, I think Sinistcha looks really good. And against Rotom Heat, I think I have a lot of options for it. Galarian Slowking is nice. Cyclizar is really nice there, especially if I can bait out a Will-O-Wisp from Rotom. That'd be really nice to boost the facade damage. So I really like that Jirachi. I think it's going to be able to support the team and still provide some good offensive pressure. So yeah, there is the team. I'm really looking forward to it. I really hope this Cyclizar works out well. And of course, I've still got Iron Valiant. Like, the Iron Valiant is all reliable. You really can't go wrong with it. It has such great offensive matchups in pretty much every game. So even if Cyclizar gets KO'd early, or maybe he's got some very defensive Pokemon, Iron Valiant is going to be able to break through them very, very well. So I think the two of them in that offensive duo are really good. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this battle. Oh, and I didn't mention, I did make a trade during the break week. And as you can see, I'm using Crocodile now. I don't have Cloyster in the last slot. The Cloyster, I kind of felt like it was difficult to justify bringing most of the time. I did bring it once against Luca. I should have run a Focus Sash with the lead set I had there. It would have actually done something. I think it was really hard to justify it. It's a great possible setup sweeper, but it was really hard to actually find opportunities where it would be helpful to set up with it. And I think the defensive utility from Crocodile is more valuable to my team. The top half of my draft is very threatening offensively. Between Iron Valiant, Landorus, and Excalibur, they look really strong offensively. And I've got other stuff like Rotom Wash can be a good wall breaker if the scenarios, if the matchups look good for it. Diancie, Sinistcha, Hisuian, and Arcanine all can really look good offensively if the matchup is good for them. So I don't think I needed, a setup sweeper there. I think the utility from Crocodile is really, really beneficial. Intimidate is really good. Another possible stealth rock setter. It gets taunt. It gets offensive stuff too. It gets bulk up. It gets Moxie as an ability. So it could really come in handy offensively too. So yeah, I think it's going to be a really good addition to this team. And obviously I'm using it right away against this Roaring Moon on Cake's team. So hopefully it comes in handy and is able to check it pretty well. So yeah, that's the team. I'm looking forward to it. We'll see you guys soon when it is time for battle. All right, here we are. Time for the battle with Cake. Okay. All right. I like the look of this team. He didn't bring... Oh man, this is huge for Cyclozar. Oh my god. He didn't bring either of the two things that can avoid that 2-hit KO. He didn't bring Empoleon or Iron Hands. Alright. Look at his roster real quick. See what else he did not bring. No Iron Moth. Alright, so Galarian Slowking can pretty much solely focus on Enamorus. Of course I can pivot into like the Weezing and Rotom if I have to, and Meloetta. No Deoxys, so I do kind of like Cyclozar lead. No low kick, so he's gonna have a hard time revenge killing unless he's got a scarf on something. He's gonna have a hard time revenge killing my Cyclozar. And I don't think he has any priority moves either. Alright, that's huge for Cyclozar. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised about a Scarf for Roaring Moon to revenge kill my Iron Valiant. I think that's a very realistic possibility. I'm trying to think if I want to lead with Jirachi or Cyclozar. The only thing I don't want to see if I lead with Cyclozar is I don't want him to lead with a Roaring Moon or an Enamorus in case they are scarfed and can outspeed and KO. But if I've got checks for him, so if they are scarfed and he leads with them, honestly, I think that makes it easier for the rest of my team to handle him. So I think I'm going to lead with Cyclozar here. Really, best case scenario, well, I guess Meloetta is probably kind of a tough one too. I am faster though, but he could be scarfed. So I have to be careful about that. Best case scenario on the lead would be like a Ogerpon Wellspring or a Rotom. Alright, I go with Cyclozar. Rotom, okay. Okay. I think I just go for the nuke with Double Edge. It is a likely one-hit KO. Thunderwave would be the only thing that really cripples me. Really fucking suck. I think I go for it. Okay. Let's fucking go, dude. We got it. We're in there. Cyclozar. Alright, I got one nuke with Cyclozar. I'm happy. That helps Iron Valiant pretty well. Because that's one of the things that can take the Moonblast easily. And it's not super weak to close combat. If it's a physically bulky, it would be a 3-hit KO from close combat. So that helps with Iron Valiant cleaning up for sure. I'm sure he's doing calcs right now, trying to figure out what this Cyclozar is. And when you realize it's probably a choice band Cyclozar. Okay, do I want to bait the Will-O-Wisp? He doesn't kill me with a Sludge Bomb. I could potentially 2-hit KO this, right? I mean, dude, if I go for the Double Edge. If he burns me, I switch out to Jirachi, and then I come back later in with Facade. How much recoil do I take, though? Do I die from recoil? Yeah. I gotta look at that calc to see how much recoil I'm gonna take. So I take 23 to 27% recoil. I guess Sludge Bomb would kill me. Is it worth it, or do I just go ahead and switch to Jirachi? I think he's gonna go for the. He might go. I mean, surely he's gonna go for Will-O-Wisp, right? Expecting me to go to like. Or do I just go for it? Because this nukes the Ogerpon and Amorous and Meloetta. I think I don't risk it yet. I go Jirachi. Jirachi's pretty safe here. Ah, man, that would have been great. I just didn't think it was worth risking it with the recoil. I would have died. All right, I go for Doom Desire for sure. He could go Ogerpon. We go for the Doom Desire. Ogerpon's really the only thing he has that can take this pretty easily. Roaring Moon takes about 40%. Meloetta, oh, that's true. Meloetta's special defense is really high. I'm curious if I should go for a light screen. Probably, right? Try to bait out the set. I mean, he could be Shadow Ball. It doesn't kill me. And then if I get a light screen up, that really helps whatever else I bring in. Let's go for a light screen. If I can... Oh, I'm faster? Oh, I don't know why I was thinking Meloetta was faster than Jirachi. Okay. We go to Sinistcha. It takes about 30% from the Doom Desire, most likely. Alright, we go to Sinistcha. U-turn, yeah, fair enough. A lot of U-turns from him. So far, 22%, damn. It's not a lot. He is Shadow Ball, but with screens, he's not going to do a ton. He could be a physical attacker. I mean, I guess knockoff is a possibility. He's used U-turn, so he may be Scarf Meloetta. Do I just go for Machagacha? Possibly burn something? I think I do. Hold on. I don't really want him to get another free U-turn. And keep momentum. I'd rather stay in, get Machagacha on something. If he does go for an attack and Calm Mind, I'm assuming if with U-turn that he's a choice item. So I'm gonna go Machagacha. Screens helps. If this guy's a special attacker, it helps against this. And then I'm assuming he is, and not like the. Okay, yeah. No, Nemorous and well. He's got some. He's actually got a lot of resistance to Machagacha, but getting a burn on Roaring Moon or Ogerpon would be really nice. Nah, no burn. Okay. We go to Crocodile, see what he does. I mean, he's probably gonna U-turn again, isn't he? We'll see. He's not booster energy, so like. I'm assuming he's gonna be Choice Band or Choice Scarf. I'll be able to tell from the damage he does on Crocodile. If he's not band damage, I'm assuming he's Choice Scarf because he's not booster energy. Typically, I would expect a Dragonet set to be booster energy. So I guess he could run like a Lumberry or something, so he could use Outrage a little more freely. I still don't know about the Meloetta for sure. I assume it's choice item. But I don't know if it's scarfed. No, it's not scarfed because Jirachi was faster, so maybe Specs. Oh, it's okay. Clear Amulet, interesting. Okay. You just go for an Earthquake. Wheezing is neutralizing gas, so Earthquake hits it super effectively. You can't switch into that. Probably expecting like, okay. Oh, damn. This could do a lot of damage then. Unless it's Sugar Berry. Alright, I think I go to Cyclozar to try to bait out the Will-O-Wisp. I think it's pretty free for him to use Will-O-Wisp here, so I'm gonna go to Cyclozar and try to get burned. I think it's worth it. I don't get one hit KO'd from a sludge bomb or the fairy one, strange steam. I think Will-O-Wisp is kind of free for him, so a fairy move is kind of not as free because of the Jirachi and the Slowking. He also might expect me to stay in or something, so. Oh my god, dude, he missed. That's, I wanted to get burned and he missed a Will-O-Wisp. Man, come on. Ah, that's annoying. Okay, I just go for the double edge. I'll have to tell Cake after the battle. It is probably good that he missed because Facade would be even better. We just go for the double edge. It kills this or anything else. Yep, cool. Was it Rocky Helmet? Oh! Yeah, it was Rocky Helmet, okay. Yeah, it's a lot of recoil. Probably have to switch out here. Okay, so Enamorous could be Scarfed. I know Roaring Moon is Dragon Dance. Ogerpon can't have it. It has to have the mask. Meloetta is not Scarfed because Jirachi was faster, so it could be Specs or something. Or it could just be like Boots Pivot or something. Enamorous could be Scarfed, which he'd revenge kill me, but he's thinking a lot here, so I don't know if he... does he kill me with screens up? Yeah, he does. I'm so low health, so. Well, Cyclozar is clearing the way for Iron Variant to clean up, so that's huge. Or for Cyclozar to clean up. I mean, a Rapid Spin, 2-hit KOs everything. If I want to start using Rapid Spin. I can't, obviously, right now. I have to switch and do that. But that's a possibility. I'm going to have to do the calc on recoil damage as well. If he doesn't have a Scarf on Enamorous, then... I mean, this could get another kill for sure. I didn't even look at what Terra type he had on it. God. Terra Ghost. Oh, okay. Interesting. He does have Terra Ghost. Do I die from the recoil on this? I would, yeah. Maybe I switch. I mean, but though, if I kill this, then Iron Valiant kind of just cleans up, right? Yeah. I mean, it's only a 2-hit KO on Ogerpon, so it's not a 1-hit KO there, but 1-hit KOs the Roaring Moon. Only 2-hit KO on Enamorous, too. I could switch out and try to get some more screens up. That is definitely a viable option. I think I do that. Go to Jirachi and try to get some screens set up again. Even when you turn, not surprised. You make a Roaring Moon again? If he does go Roaring Moon, I might... Oh, really? What? I guess Earth Power would kill. Jirachi's not, like, super vital for anything. It's nice against Meloetta, but it's half health and burn. I think I go for the Doom Desire. Even if he tears Ghost, it's still doing a lot of damage. It does 75 to 88% to Enamorous. He'd have to go for... I guess that's naive. Timid Nature, 67 to 79%. He'd have to go for a Calm Mind, and even then it's still doing a lot of... It's still about half. I think I go for the Doom Desire and then switch to Slowking so that I can get the Doom Desire and sync with Slowking hitting an attack. I If he just kills me with the earth power, I'm okay with it. Yeah, I guess he could. But also, if he does that, then I think I might just... Well, no, Cyclozar is kind of tough because of Terra Ghost. I think I just go Doom Desire. Terra Ghost. He might have like... I don't think it gets a ghost type move normally, does it? Yeah, look it up actually. I don't think he gets a Shadow Ball. But if he has Terra Blast, does not get Shadow Ball. Be Terra Blast though. Terra Blast Ghost on Slowking does hit super effectively. Once I prepare for the Shuka Berry. Yeah, I think I go for Doom Desire in case he goes for some kind of setup. Yeah, Terra Ghost. Sub. Oh, interesting. Okay. I did consider sub. Alright. Alright, let's go with Galarian Slowking. Do I? Or do I go for screens? I don't want to allow him to get free setup though. I go to Slowking. Yeah, that's rough. It kills me with another Terra Blast. I might just have to wait for that Doom Desire to hit. Yeah, damn, that's tough, man. I think I'd probably go to Jirachi and sack it. Oh, God. Yeah, we sacked the Jirachi. Damn, I should have run knockoff on Cyclozar. Damn it. Iron Bat can revenge kill this thing, but I have to get a little chip damage on it first. Damn, of course he fucking did. Do I go for screens? I mean, if he kills me, I think screens... I go for light screen. Okay, he kills me, that's fine. We go Slowking. Damn, I might die with Slowking. This might be game over. Fuck, dude. Yeah, I think this is game over. Unless I survive. If I survive a Terra Blast and I hit a Psyshock, then Iron Valiant can... even then, I don't think it's enough to revenge kill. Fuck. I think that's game. Oh, man. That sucks. I was so worried about an Amorous, and I should have been, and he still built a set that just beats me. Of course, I don't have fucking knockoff. Knockoff would mean, yeah, it gets a 1-hit KO on this. Holy shit. God damn it, man. I'm so mad. Might be game over. I can't find any way out of this. Maybe Slowking. I mean, I could go Slowking. And then sack something so that he can get fully healed, I suppose. Act like Sinistra. But I don't, I mean, then I risk sub. If he gets another sub up, it's definitely game over. There's a 56% chance he kills me. And that's if he's timid. If he's modest, it's a guaranteed kill. I assume he's timid, because that way he can outspeed my Lando. I didn't bring it, but I assumed that's what he would. I go for Side Shock. Hope I live it. And then I still don't know if that's enough damage. Or yeah, I still don't know if that's enough to revenge kill with Iron Valiant. I think that's my only out though. I really think it is. Yeah, damn. To 48. Yeah, I don't think I can do enough damage to it. Alright, I think that's game over. Oh shit, that's huge for me actually. I might live it, but I may die if I live and do the get the hit. No, that's game. That's game over. Fuck. My only chance is a crit with Moonblast. I'm sure he's got Moonblast in the last slot, right? I guess I could go Crocodile just to see. You never know. Doesn't hurt. Obviously, you want to KO Sinistra. I go Crocodile see. Maybe he doesn't have Moonblast, but I assume he does. Yeah, it does make sense that he wouldn't. Yeah, we would Crocodile. Maybe he doesn't have it. He's keep trying not contrary. Okay. Oh yeah, of course he's Calm Mind there. We just go Earthquake. Maybe he doesn't have Moonblast. I think there's very basically a no chance he doesn't. But just in case he's running something weird and doesn't have it. Yeah, he does. Okay. That's game over. Unless I get a crit here, that's game over. Of course, I don't have a ghost move on Iron Valiant. Would have been great too. Nah, GG. Damn. Well, knocked out of playoff contention this game, so that's great. Oh, man. I don't know. It was going so well. Obviously knockoff on Cyclozar I would have won. I didn't even think about running knockoff because I was like, I don't think he's going to run Terra Ghost on Enamorous, but it makes sense that he did. That sucks. I was worried about a sub Calm Mind set of Enamorous, and I just didn't think about Ghost. I was thinking about Ground and Steel, since those are the ones that let it easily wall the Galarian Slowking. But yeah, Ghost makes sense. I mean, he still hit it pretty hard, but yeah. I don't know if maybe even a Solfest would have been better. I don't know. I assume it was a roll on that. It was like a 50-50 roll basically on that. Terra Blast killing Galarian Slowking too, which sucks because that would have been huge if I got the Psyshock on it. Then Iron Valiant could have cleaned up the kill. All right, well, I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, guys, we're back. It's been a few days, and this is my second take of recording this part of the video. I recorded this the first time probably like an hour or two ago, and then I edited the video portion of the team building and the battle, and I felt like I needed to record this part again. I didn't I think the recording was fine, but there were just some things I wanted to mention about how the battle went. It was a very depressing battle to watch the replay of at the end, man. It was really rough. I'm pretty sure it's gonna knock me out of playoffs there. Technically, I could be 6-5 at the end. I think that is a possible chance at playoffs. I like with only 4 wins, I've still got the dream alive of winning out the rest of the season. It has happened. I think Chill did it last season, and I'm not sure which league he was in, but either League 2 or League 3. I think it was League 3, but he won like 6 or 7 battles in a row and made playoffs. So I was still holding out hope. I think this is just about knocked me out of the chances for playoffs. Technically, it's still alive, but it's a very low chance, and it's some people at 6-5 are going to make playoffs, some are not. So you'd have to be really high differential to make it, and probably competing with people in other leagues for the wild card spot. So pretty tough to know if you're going to make it or not. So it was a really disheartening battle. This one was especially bad because I felt like my Cyclizar was so good. The Choice Band Cyclizar went so hard. It one-hit KO'd the Rotom, and it 2-hit KO'd the Galarian Weezing. I don't think it didn't get the first hit on Weezing. Something else hit Weezing, but then it finished all the Weezing off on the second hit. And I was at a point where Cyclizar just one-hit KOs everything else on the team with Double Edge, except for the Terragos and Amorous, which I didn't prepare for, which I should have. I simply cooked too hard with the Cyclizar running 4 normal moves. If I just had knockoff on Cyclizar, I think I would have won the game. And I think Cake agrees based on what he said in Discord and in the during the battle. He thought he had lost at that point because he's assuming I have knockoff on Cyclizar and I just revenge kill the Enamorous, and the Double Edge KOs everything else. He doesn't have anything bulky enough to take the hit and nothing outspeeds. So he said at that point with the Enamorous, he was just playing for improving his differential in a loss. So I really, really wish I had knockoff on Cyclizar. It really sucks that I didn't. And obviously he didn't have a ghost type, but I don't know how I didn't think about Terra Ghost and Amorous. Obviously Terra Ground and Amorous is good too, and Terra Steel defensively is very good. Terra Ground beats the Galarian Slowking and the Jirachi. Terra Ghost also beats both of them because they're both psychic types. So, yeah, I should have expected at least a little bit, had some sort of contingency for Terra Ghost and Amorous, but I didn't. So I think that's why it hurts so bad, because my Cyclizar had such a great start to this game, and the Terragos and Amorous just completely wiped my entire team. It got 6 KOs, and I prepared so much for an Amorous, and it still didn't matter. Man, this season has been a lot of games like this where one thing could have gone differently, and I would have won. I've had a lot of close games. 3-1-0 losses. This is a 4-0, but it's still a very close game. If I just had knockoff of Cyclizar, I think I'd have won. If I had knockoff on Iron Valiant, I probably would have won. It's rough. I've had a couple of losses so far. Like the loss against Pokestar he had full control of that one, and I'm not heartbroken about that loss. My loss to Lucub, there wasn't any single thing. I think there's a few things I could have done better, but there wasn't any single thing that was a very obvious I would have won. I think against Starlot there was, and I think against Art there was with some team building stuff. It's a little harder to say in that one, but I think with some team building changes, the first iteration of that team, I think I definitely could have won that game. And this one, very obviously, if I just had knockoff, I would have won. So it is a very brutal loss. I am probably eliminated from playoff contention. Technically, I think I could make it if I win the rest of the games. If I beat Cake, I definitely would have had that dream alive. But now I think I'm just playing to avoid demotion. That's kind of the mindset where I'm at now. Just build some things that are going to have fun, or that I'm going to be able to have fun with, and avoid demotion as much as possible. Up next, we've got SJ. And then we've also got some other tough battles. We've got, I don't know the particular order, but I know it's I-90, Joey, and Australian Ryan. I don't know what order that I'm facing them in, but those are the other remaining ones. So SJ is undefeated, so I don't feel confident about winning that one next week. He's having a really good season. He had a huge streak of winning the championship, and he's had a few off seasons, but this looks like a good one for him. So maybe it'll be this season where he gets back and gets the championship again. There's another disappointing game for me. I'm hoping next week at least is going to be not so brutal of a disappointment. Like, if I lose, at least make it like not hurt so bad, you know. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. Maybe I win, maybe I beat SJ and end his undefeated streak. So one can hope. All right, well, I will see you guys next week. Hopefully I've got better news. I don't know, I've already built some of my team for SJ. I don't have anything as fire as I did like a Choice Band Cyclozar. I was coming in hot at the beginning of this video. I don't know if I'm gonna have anything like that kind of energy next week against SJ, but we'll see. Hopefully I'll still bring some good stuff, some fun stuff. So we'll see you guys next week.